Hi guys, it's Lindsay again. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my 21-week pregnancy update. So the first thing that I will begin with is I think that it's kind of unnecessary to say all of the symptoms that I've had. Again, this week they've started to kind of get repetitive. So basically assume that up till now, that I'm usually generally waking up with either a sore neck or a sore back or both, runny nose, all those kinds of things have pretty much continued. But I will just kind of make a few notes about maybe any new symptoms this week. So let's see, for kind of overall symptoms and notes. On Wednesday last week, which was the day that I turned 21 weeks, so today I'm 21 weeks and 6 days, I was still feeling very emotional from having discovered the gender of our baby girl. I was still like kind of going into tears kind of randomly through the day whenever I would think about her. And that day I was really hungry. I've still had issues with diarrhea on some days. That's kind of nothing new there. And the disrupted sleep, kind of all those things, you can just assume that they've continued because they have. Maybe not every day, but all the time. I have noticed a few times this week that I kind of was gassy. That kind of comes on and off too. I had the acid reflux come back a bit this week on Friday and Saturday. I had it so bad. Saturday, I don't know, I went out to do errands in the morning and I came, before I left, it was about 11 and I was like, oh man, hungry. I need to eat a banana before I go. And so I did. I went out, I came back home, and it was just past noon, and I was like, whoa, I'm hungry, I'm gonna make lunch now. And I didn't even go out to do any major errands, because we were still under, technically the lockdown had finished, but we weren't really under free movement. We still had to fill out a form for wherever we went, so I just had to pick up some polenta and pay for our bread delivery, kind of something really quick as an errand. But still, I came home ravenous. And so I was snacking on crackers and some cheese. And then we had 500 grams of a 500 gram package of fresh pasta to go with the ragu that my husband had made last night or the previous night. And usually, so fresh pasta, you'll eat more of it because it weighs more, but 250 grams is a lot of pasta. I never usually manage to eat that much of fresh pasta. I ate it all that day and I was starving. And then after lunch we had the rest of the pineapple, I believe, that we'd started eating the day before. And I have been noticing that on some of the pops that I've been eating, if it's the lemon soda or pineapple, that, yeah, you can tell because they are acidic, right? But I hadn't really had proper acidity come on after eating them. Maybe a little bit. I noticed on the Friday, after I had the pizza and I had a lemon soda or something, I was a little bit of acidity. But that day, whoa, I had horrible stomach acidity come up after lunch. Horrible. And luckily, once I finished cleaning up everything and I went and lied out on the balcony, it started to go away, but I was super hungry that day too. And it really never completely went away, but it got to the point where I was kind of able to just ignore it, basically. But that was kind of the main thing there on Saturday. I've had a few times this week too, oily skin come back, which is curious because the last couple days, I've suddenly kind of broken out a bit more in zits, not really on my face, but on my back. And it was curious because on Friday I had noted that I had oily skin, and today I feel oily. So that's probably why I've started to randomly get zits again, which is funny because like when I first found out I was pregnant, I went through a period where I was like breaking out like crazy, so bad. Like I had a breakout like that really, really bad in like August. But then it was like probably, the weather because it was so hot. Whereas in, the middle of winter, it was like the hormones, right? When I found out. Whereas now I'm like, okay, so I don't know, just a random breakout. And so I had made sure to do face mask a couple nights ago. So, because I always seem to forget that. Friday, I also, just going back, because I realized I had missed this a second ago. On Friday, I had done, typically 95% of the time I do prenatal yoga. But this one day I felt like, oh, pretty good. I'll do one of my like normal exercise workouts, but I've modified it like a lot. Like I skipped like the last like 10 minutes of it because it's just, not good for pregnancy. But that day I could tell that I was like, this no longer feels right to be doing. Like, I think I'm just going to take it off. Like, even the like 5 minutes that I said I could do before, I'm like, that's not good for someone that's like 21 weeks pregnant. I could just tell suddenly. And it was funny because there's a fly. It was funny because in the past, I was always kind of noticing how I felt, but I didn't have any issues. But that day, I actually got like kind of light cramps after. And when I had that, I went, no, okay, I'm like crossing that off. I'm not doing that anymore. So I've just got this one workout that I have X'd off the last 10 minutes too. So it's like a 15-minute weight workout. That's the only one other than my prenatal yoga that I'm even going to attempt anymore. And once I start feeling like that's no longer a good idea, then I'll stop that too. And then, I can just go for a walk if I don't want to do yoga that day, if I want to do something else. So that's kind of the plan there. Sunday, let's see. Sunday I weighed myself and I had gained 4 more pounds since the previous Tuesday. So now I'm up a total of 12 pounds gained. It was probably because I've been so hungry this week. But it was good because I had read on my app, like, by now you should have gained 13 to 14 pounds. And I was like, whoa, I've only gained 8. I'm at like half, whereas now I can say I'm pretty much on track. I kind of overdid it on Sunday, honestly, with the exercise. Like I woke up and I had done like 10 minutes of yoga. I think I did like the one for the back. And because I woke up with a bit of a sore back, right? But I figured, it's such a beautiful day. Like I want to go out for a walk with my husband later. So we did in the afternoon, but we went for like 2 hours, which was kind of by accident because, I don't know, we were just like walking. And then after a bit, we looked at our watch and my husband's like, oh, geez, it's like 5:30. We'd better get home. I went, oh, geez. Or maybe it wasn't quite 5:30, but like we'd been walking for an hour. So we walked back home. There was tons and tons of people out. And like, of course, you've got to walk around with your mask. But that was difficult too because you can pull it down if you don't see any people, but like every 20 seconds, basically you would see someone, so you really couldn't. But it's hard to breathe through that on a warm day. Like it was warm. Like I changed into like a tank top and I was already in shorts, but that day. So luckily, apparently they say we've got until June 2nd where we're going to be, at least in the region where I am, in the north, where they say, hold tight for 10 more days. And then if the data continues to like decrease, then you can wear masks only on the inside of like businesses, basically. Because it is getting difficult. And here it gets easily 35, 40 degrees in the summer. And it's so humid that you really have trouble on a normal day in the summer breathing sometimes. Like it just feels very heavy. And I'm like, I can only imagine what it's going to feel like breathing through a mask, like with 40 degrees, with 30 degrees even. Like it's hard. So hopefully that'll be okay. Everything reopened on Monday and already there's like saying like, hey, like, if you're taking this too lightly, like we're going to close everything again. So hopefully things continue to be open. Also because I really would like to not be having to wear a mask outside in the summer. Anyway, it's kind of besides the point, but I started to notice that I got a neck ache when we were doing the walk, and I don't know if it's something to do with like I got dehydrated or what. Like, I don't know, the sun was really hot. I don't really know. But I woke up yesterday, Monday, with a horrible neck ache. Oh, it was so bad, awful. And it's just one of those ones where you wake up and you're like, that's not going away. Like, that's getting worse. So I did have to take something. It's like the Italian equivalent of like Tylenol. And because it's like those kind of neck aches just make you feel like nauseous even at a certain point, like just awful. And then I had a little bit of acid reflux last night after bruschetta. That's the second time that I've eaten bruschetta now and gotten a bit of it. So, and I was trying to be careful about the tomato too. And I had put on just a little sprinkle of like spicy oil, but it wasn't even like that spicy. Like I couldn't even really taste it. But I think maybe I'll lean off of the spicy oil again. I had for a while, actually, for that reason. And then I had started to go, okay, I'll try a bit, because my husband was like, wow, this spicy oil I made is really good. So I wanted to try it, but I don't know if something's, I just am so sensitive to that right now, even to ketchup and all that stuff. So that's a huge thing that I deal with. And then, yeah, today I felt better. I had still a bit of a leftover neck ache this morning, but now, I mean, it's gone away. So that's kind of it for the overall symptoms of this week. And then I will just go into some kind of fun notes about the week, about movement. So my husband has now felt baby girl move like a couple more times, usually in the evening it's been. And so I'll kind of, when I'm sure that she's like moving around enough that like I think he can actually feel, be like, hey, come over here, feel she's like awake. And so he had felt her like clearly. It's some press against his hand like on Saturday, and then yesterday night too, and we were eating dinner, and he's like, oh yeah, I can feel her. And then I had felt her a couple times this week too, like on the Saturday at like 5 a.m. she started to wake up. And I woke up at 5, not like for the day, but I happened to wake up at 5, and I felt her kick like 3 times against my belly, and so that was really cool. And then this morning too, around like 5:30, something around there, 5:45, I woke up and I felt her moving around very clearly, actually, like it was definitely the clearest that I felt. And it was really neat because I put my hand on my belly, right? And I felt her like literally come out and kick me. And I mean, I'm like at the point where it doesn't hurt. It's just like really cool feeling. And yeah, she was moving around there for a bit, kicking, and she was awake. So actually it took me a bit to get back to sleep because I was kind of like, she's pretty awake. But that's kind of it, actually. I'll do the bud shot now. So it's been overall a pretty normal week, I would say, in terms of symptoms and stuff, and just feeling more strong movements. That's always cool. Yeah, here we go. So I took off my sweater. This dress is not maternity, but I think it will be very good also in maternity. I obviously can't lift it because it's a dress, but here is basically the bump at 21 weeks. You can really see the line, the squiggles like moving. So my husband came home at lunch and he said, wow, the baby's grown again. All right, guys, so that's it for today. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.